Hello there. Are you scared of spiders, or do you like them? Either way, what I'm going to talk to you about today will help you get rid of them in a fun and non wasteful way. I'm, of course, talking about eating them. Yes, put those spiders in your mouth. But hang on. Before we go searching under the bed for a handful to chew on, I want to share the more traditional ways that people from around the world eat them. Because what's more fun than learning about culture? Adding spiders to the mix, literally. To be put simply, they're a delicacy, which means exactly what you think. They're horrible. If you are scared of spiders, you might not want to watch this. Or maybe you might. I'm not planning on using any real pictures of spiders, just cooked ones. Also, surface level knowledge here. I'm no food expert. I wondered about this and wanted to take you along for the ride, whether you want to come or not. Let's begin this dive with why they shouldn't actually be consumed. For starters, and second is that they're predators, as in, if they eat something like a poisoned dart frog and you eat that spider, you'll get poisoned. And that's not most people's goals when enjoying snacks. And if that is your goal, please don't hesitate to call this number or similar emergency service. Another reason, pest control. Those spiders in your house and hair protect you from masses of flies and ants. They keep the bug population in check, and if we start eating those spiders, then who will eat the flesh flies? No one. And once enough are born, they'll go after you. So let's avoid that. And lastly, efficiency, as in, we can't mass produce Goliath bird eater tarantulas in a farm as well as we can with chicken and cows. We can force baby gravy into those with special tools. Can you do that to a spider? Or better yet, would you want to do that to a spider? Your job being hours upon hours of giving tarantulas the goo? I certainly think not. That, and also there's just not enough demand for us to put the time and effort into learning how to artificially inseminate a spider. And for some species of tarantula, they're actually on the decline, mainly tiger spider tarantulas. So if you can't tell the difference between tarantulas, best not to eat them. Now that I've told you why you shouldn't eat them, let me tell you about ways of how people eat them. Let's start our spider hunt in the States and enjoy some deep fried tarantula. That's right, there's actually a recipe on how to eat tarantulas in the States that is not made by some lunatic, but a chef who had published a book called The Eat a Bug Cookbook in 1998. This is made by having one tarantula, 1 cup of vegetable oil, half a cup of tempura batter, and half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Why was that so hard for me to say? Aside from one ingredient, it sounds pretty dang delicious. Just make sure to cut off the butt end of the spider, as it contains stuff like organs and intestines. Not that it'll make that paprika any less disgusting. The rest of that spider is ready to eat. Mind the fangs on the head, however. This gives you a crunchy, chewy, savory experience when eaten. At least that is what the chef says. Customer reviews say absolutely nothing of value because they're all cultureless hacks who have nothing of value to say, much like myself. Maybe if we hop on over to Cambodia, we'll find something a bit more culinary. Just kidding, they also deep fry them there. Except they add stuff like garlic, pepper, salt, sugar, and chicken mix. Give them more flavor, cause people eat spiders here, not make a recipe to mock. They apparently taste like soft-shell crabs, which is good to know, cause if I ever get a chance to eat a crab, I might just know what eating a tarantula is like. Same goes for you. Eat a crab. You like a crab, you might like Cambodian deep-fried tarantulas. Or at least that's how this one woman makes them. Other sources have said it tastes like crab too, so it's a safe bet. They also sell tarantulas in Thailand too. How do they serve it? Fried. Look, how else are you going to prepare a tarantula? Smear it on toast? Get real. Anyway, it apparently is well marinated with a bit of salt. The texture is rather slimy on the surface, but crunchy when you dig in. A mix of chips and pretzels sort of feel. Apparently, going by a list of spider recipes, there's apparently other ways you can serve spiders up, but it's a little fishy as the sources tend to lead nowhere. And I can't find those claims outside of a Bing search either. Like, for instance, spider salad. Apparently you fry spiders, of course, but any kind of spider will do for this recipe. Afterwards, you add it into your salad and chop it up. Bone apple tit, right? Well, this most likely isn't a way people eat spiders because it's just a recipe in a website written by a person who has no merit or reasoning behind their culinary insight. Now, you don't need said insight to make a recipe, but I'm going with would you try this mentality? And no, I wouldn't. Who is this person chopping up spiders into salads? Oh, they appear to make all sorts of strange stuff. I'm pretty sure they're just joking around. Then there's this one about spider egg omelets in Venezuela, where if you have a female spider with eggs in it, you can squeeze the spider eggs into chicken eggs and have some sort of exception going on for breakfast. Looking deeper into this, the Payora Indians practiced this kind of spider cuisine as they had many tarantulas around their land. However, I can't see any concrete evidence that they do this kind of stuff. Maybe I missed something, but I can't say that they do for now. So there we have it. If you're going to eat a spider, it's most likely going to be a fried tarantula. No spider salad or omelets or nonsense like that. But then again, you should probably not be eating spiders in the first place, as those help keep the bugs in check. Much like how we need frogs to keep spiders in check, nature knows what it's doing, and when we eat an important part of that chain, we risk total damnation, and no one wants that. And when we look into the history of why people ate spiders in the first place, it was out of desperation, because food was in short supply at the time in Cambodia. What time? Good question. Couldn't exactly pinpoint it. Likely during the Khmer Rouge rule from 1975 to 1979. Pretty tough years, look into it, it's not pretty. Nowadays it's a regional snack and not needed to survive, and is seen more as a fun novelty. That concludes this video. Someday I might try out a fried tarantula, but I'll most likely have a pet one instead, because as I said before, I can just eat a crab and get a similar experience. I'm Danny Dampige, and I'll see you in the next video.